All right. Assalamu alaikum. Peace and blessings, everybody. How you doing? What you doing? What's going on? This is Miss Sasha in the house, and I want to just definitely give my apologies. I was supposed to be here 7:45 promptly, and I was trying to run around and finish cooking dinner for the fam and all that good stuff. So yeah, timed it kind of wrong. I'm like trying to work on that promptness, but anywho, I am here. Welcome, welcome. So, for those of you, this is your first time listening and watching. I hope that you are uh, have yourselves ready because you are in for a read aloud treat as well as a Kahoot game following the read aloud. All right. So shout out what's going on to my Facebook people, my YouTube people, and my LinkedIn people, y'all. I just said I had to push IG to the side because it's not, working with this StreamYard platform, which I'm pretty upset about that because that's something that this is not free. I pay for this monthly fee, and we're supposed to be able to have access to IG as well. So, and I've sent feedback saying, hey, you guys need to check into that. So I'm just letting you guys know that because we do have our IG followers who actually was regularly listening to the read aloud. So, yeah, so with that being said, that's okay. I'm here on these three platforms and I'm ready to go ahead and dive on into this story. And I want you guys to think about this word, which is listening. Okay, listening. And listening actually is the first component, the foundation of reading. All right. And I've talked about this plenty of times. And I know a lot of you out there are familiar with this, especially my folks who are in the literacy space, education space. You understand that listening is the first component to reading because that is what a baby is actually able to do in the womb. And that's why it's highly recommended that the mother, the father, the partners, that they read to the child while the child is in the womb, okay? Because they can hear. All right, as they start to develop, that's one of the things that develops is their hearing. And then, of course, when they are born, when they're out here, when they enter into this world, when they're hearing those words, they're hearing the voices of the mother, the father, those who are reading, the caregivers. That is how they are able to hear the language, hearing the word, the sounds, and then they watch your mouths. They see how you're forming those words, and that right there is the beginning of literacy. All right, so listening is something that we all need to work on. I was told, or I heard, not told. I heard this some time back that there's a reason why we have two ears and one mouth because we should be doing more of this, all right, and less of this. Okay, so that's what this book is all about. The title is Are You Listening? Are You Listening? By Anthony Tilghman. All right. He has hashtag Make Smart Cool. All right. So I believe that it must be his website, www.makesmartcool.com. All right. So this brother right here, and let me show you guys, as a matter of fact, the picture of him right here. All right. So here's the author. And what is so cool about, number one, I have to give a shout out to my dear sister, Brenda. She's the one who recommended this brother's series of books because he's all about helping out with that social emotional learning piece. Us being able to get back into listening to each other, get back into having good mental and emotional health. And one of the ways that can happen is by us actually being in tune to people, listening to others. Okay. So let's go ahead and dive in. All right. Here we go. I walk around and I listen. I listen, I listen. I listen to the wind blow, and I listen to the birds chirp. But most importantly, I listen to the people speak. I listen, I listen. I listen, I listen. She talks about her life when she was younger, her family, and her friends. A cashier at the corner store talks about his day. He talks about helping the customers find the items they are looking for. A teacher watches over the kids on the playground and she talks about her interests. She talks about how she loves to paint and do arts and crafts with all the kids. A construction worker mends the sidewalk and talks about his dreams. He talks about being a singer on Broadway someday. An old woman at the park talks about kids. She talks about her kids are grown up with kids of their own now. A child who likes to play talks about their favorite games. The child talks about hopscotch and jump rope and playing soccer with a ball. There are so many people in the world, all with something to say. I open my heart and I open my ears. I listen to the words they share. I listen. I listen. The end. Very short book, as you all listened and looked at the pictures, right? Well, the added component that I have with the read alouds is the Kahoot game. And the reason why I added that is because I wanted to see if you all are listening, paying attention to the story. And I came up with 10 questions to go along with the story. Now, like I always share with my read alouds, I welcome my read alouds for the whole family. That's important because when our children see us modeling what reading looks like, when they see that we are paying attention to those stories, then that is how they are going to learn the importance and the value of reading as well. And so, without further ado, I am going to share the Kahoot game. And the numbers to the Kahoot game will be on the screen, or you can just simply do the QR code that comes up on the screen. So I hope that those who were listening to the story on LinkedIn, YouTube, as well as our Facebook page, ABC Read, I highly recommend that you please join, all right? So let me go ahead and pull that up now. All right. Here we go. Got the Kahoot game. Yep. And share. Awesome. Awesome. All right. Host live. Yeah. Love it. Love it. And I am going to, it's loading up right now. Loading, loading. All right, here we go. All right, so I'm going to show you guys. All right, so here we go. So this is what it's looking like. So then I'm going to go back and again, go ahead and log in on the ABC Read page. If you're on Facebook, on YouTube, of course, my YouTube channel is Reading is Free. For those of you who have already subscribed, please, I'm hoping that you got the notification bell and you are ready. All right, so I'm just waiting for some participants. Again, you should be able to see the numbers on the screen. So you're looking at the Read Aloud on LinkedIn, YouTube, and our ABC Read page. I would love for you to go ahead and join the game, all right? Join the game. Okay. So I'm just waiting for a few minutes for folks to join. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right. Just waiting for you guys to join. Yes, yes. Just waiting for a few minutes. And hopefully I will get those ready to join. All right, just waiting for a few minutes. Again, just as a reminder, everybody, I am here on Sundays. I try my best to get in at 7:45 p.m. sharp. Sometimes I might be a few minutes behind. But the whole intent is to just promote reading aloud, promote literacy, developing a culture of literacy in our homes, within our families. We talk about changing the trajectory of our families. We want to see our children reading. We want to get rid of these high levels of illiteracy. We want to see our communities get back into reading, because that right there is the foundation of us being able to learn about things, being able to increase our knowledge. The more you read, your memory gets sharpened, your comprehension skills, they improve tremendously. When you are reading, especially when you're reading aloud, that's a way to connect to your little ones. My grandparents out there, my G-Mas, my Nanas, my dears, whoever, the pops, grandpas. This is a great way to connect to your young people, okay? In fact, I'm just going to share a quick story. We were just at our family reunion gathering at the park, and it was so cool to see our elders sharing stories. That right there was so beautiful. In particular, my aunt Joyce, she's my great aunt, she shared a story about her biting the head of a snake off. Okay, y'all? Yes. Oh, yeah. When we was listening to that story, we was like, what? But it was funny, of course, and don't that sound crazy, right? But the cool thing about it, though, is when we hear those stories, do we understand that with our elders, it actually helps them build their memory, it helps to build connection. It makes them feel like, yes, they still have a place here. that aging does not mean that you are cast away, right? Aging is something that we embrace, we love, because we need that wisdom from the elders. We need them to share those stories. And that's why we do need to be reading aloud. We need to be getting better with listening to those stories, because that's going to help us when it's time for us to be able to tell stories. And we get better at storytelling. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and click start. I don't, no one has joined yet, but that's okay. So what I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to click start. Where are we at? Uh-oh. Let's see. Okay, not for sure why. All right. That's pretty interesting. Okay, so let's see. I am pressing start and it's not. Okay, I'm gonna click stop sharing and then I'm gonna restart it. Let's see. Okay, all right, so let me do that again. And hopefully maybe this will give everybody a chance to come on in again. All right, so here we go, share. All right. Okay. What is going on here? Okay. This is very interesting. I am like clicking start, like how I usually do. All right. All right, let's try this again. Wow. Let's see. You know what? I don't know if it's not doing it. You know what? Let me see. I apologize. I'm trying to, see because it's not allowing me to start it, and I'm wondering because it might be because I was just going to go ahead, but I guess it makes sense though. They're like, we want to get these participants in. Let's see here. Try one more time. I apologize for this, you guys. For those of you who are listening, I would love for you to participate. It would be great for you to join. If you do not join, then I think I don't think, which I guess it makes sense because they're like, who's going to, I got to have somebody playing, right? At least one person. So, yep. Oh, wow. Well, that's okay. You know what? What I'm going to do, if I don't see anybody join, that's no problem. I am going to just save this. I'll even just save this for next week, and hopefully I will get the people to join. Hopefully, folks will join because, again, this is something that my intention is to continue doing this. I know how these things work. A lot of times it's hard to get people on, especially when you're talking about things that are good and positive. All right. You know, we got our grown folks who sometimes, they'll gravitate more to the ratchetness. Okay. And then you got people, I understand people are busy, so I'm not putting everybody in the same category, but I definitely, I look forward to these Sundays. I look forward to bringing different stories that talk about many different issues, many different things. Some are funny, some may be a little more serious. But again, the intent is to develop and nurture a culture of literacy in our communities, in particular in our Black and Brown underserved communities. So, with that being said, I hope that you guys, for those of you, when y'all see the replay and you guys see that, yeah, I didn't have the Kahoot game, and that was because no one joined it. So obviously how Kahoot works, somebody has to be in there so that we can actually start the game. All right. So I thank you all for listening, and please share this read aloud, and make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, my YouTube folks there. Subscribe, like, leave comments, give suggestions about books you would like for me to read as well. Also, I am an author now, and the name of our book is Her, Healed, Empowered, Resilient. Wait a minute, hold up. I'm trying to do the, it didn't work. Let's try it again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. I'm just going to spread it out. Bam. I got to work on my fan game, y'all. Healed, Empowered, Resilient, y'all. Yes. This is our book, Healed, Empowered, Resilient. Go to Amazon, check us out. You need this book in your life. If you are dealing with some times in your life when you're just trying to figure it out, you are stuck, you're trying to break those generational curses, you're trying to work through that trauma that you've been dealing with, you just have folks who have been in your life who have been naysayers, who have been trying to hold you back, and you're trying to now further yourself and elevate. This book is for you. Healed, Empowered, Resilient. Go to Amazon.com and grab your copy. I'm telling you, you will not regret it. All right. So I thank you all again for listening. My name is Miss Sasha. Remember, I'm the founder of ABC Read, and our mission is to develop and nurture a culture of literacy in Black and underserved communities, y'all. All right, y'all. Take care, and remember to please keep reading for at least 30 minutes a day. Reading is freedom.